So one of the biggest mistakes that I made early on in my career is listening to too many uh, influencers or people that you aspire to be like or look at or follow for advice. And with social media, obviously, there's a proliferation of people that offer advice, and a lot of times the advice can become conflicting. And so let's take sales, for example. On one hand, you can follow someone named Jeremy Miner, who I'm just learning about, and you can follow his sales process. His sales process is a little bit more conversational, a little bit more friendly, not super aggressive. On the other hand, you can follow someone like Grant Cardone, who's like, a much more aggressive salesperson. I can't speak, for the validity of anything. I'm just saying that if you're sales and you're following someone to look up to for sales, and you look at this person, they say one thing. If you look at this other person, they say something that's basically the polar opposite. And so one of the things is there's so much content out there, and I followed this guy and this guy and this guy, and I was listening to all these podcasts and all this shit and all this stuff and all this chaos, and it doesn't necessarily benefit you. One of the biggest things I did was just pare down, like, these are the people I'm following. There's one particular mentor I have who I pay each month for the past 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, and he's the main person I look at for advice. He's the main person that the steps he's taken in life are the steps that I aspire to have. There are other people that I look up to, like an Andy Frisella, but I don't want to aspire to own a supplement company. The individual that I currently follow and that I have been mentored by for the last couple of years is more of a business person who buys businesses, and that's his niche or what he does, private equity. That's what I aspire and follow towards. So I guess at the end of the day, the main point of this is just pick one person or maybe two people that you aspire. Like if it's in fitness, there's a lot of fitness influence out there. Pick one. Maybe it's a Max Tuning or a Christian Guzman or a Steve Cook or some of the newer people that I probably don't know of. But just pick one or two people and follow them for advice and ignore everybody else, because you're going to create chaos in your head because you're going to get all this conflicting information. There's so much content out there. I mean, you can listen to podcasts all the time, and it's not necessarily information that is going to make us successful in life. It's the application of the information. If information made us all successful, we'd all be ripped, and we'd all drive Lamborghinis, and we'd all have Chanel bags, and we'd all live in $1 million homes. But the truth is, it's not the information, it's the application of it. There's plenty of information out there. There's information on everything. Wharton publishes lectures online. MIT publishes engineering courses online. The information is there. It's the application of it. So save yourself a lot of time. Pick one, maybe two people, follow them, and ignore everyone else. And that's what I've done. If you look at my Instagram, I don't follow that many quote unquote success people. I follow quite a few car pages because I love looking at things that I'm working towards and will have or do have, mentally I have, but will have in the future. Same with houses and planes. And then there's a few people I look up to, and that's about it. A few friends, and I don't follow 10,000 motivational gurus or people that give advice because it gets too chaotic and confusing, and even pared down on podcasts that I listen to. I still read a lot of books, 10 pages a day of different books, but I don't try and consume a crap load of content like I used to. I more or less try and take what I've learned and apply it and keep moving forward. And I wasted a lot of time trying to follow all these podcasts and try and do all these different things. It just creates chaos in your head. So pick one or two people, listen to them, follow them, and ignore everybody else.